What a great show that was. And if you enjoyed that clip, all you got to do is tap the link in the bottom and you can watch the entire show. All right, let's move on. We have two more games to go, and we got a doozy. We got another doozy. Michigan State versus Purdue. Well, we know what happened last time these two teams played. It was a Purdue last second shot that ended up helping prevail. I think that with this Purdue team, listen, you know, they win at home. They play better at home. It's hard to deny it, but you can't have a tale of two halves. I think that with this Purdue team, last time, what happened? Did they have They had the slower scoring first half where I think they had under 20 points, and then they held Michigan State to under 24 in the second half. Listen, when it comes to the total, there's at opener, there was an 8-point adjustment. Now we're seeing 135, we're seeing 135 and a halves. So we're definitely seeing that move towards the over. But with Purdue, there was some stuff in that game that has shown itself over and over again in some Purdue games. One guy steps up and everybody else forgets. So with Trevion Williams, that was the case against Michigan State the first time, 26-9, not another player in double digits. And with Michigan State, they've been playing ugly offense and ugly basketball altogether, and games have been staying under 8 out of the last 10. But the number has never been posted this low. So a bit of a conundrum when it comes to the total. I still would like the over in the game, but we're skating really thin, possibly too thin to make a show pick on. So we're going to stick to the side on this game. And with Purdue, home cooking is the solution to get things right. We've seen this team struggle. We've seen this team lose in revenge situations. Maybe this is a spot that they can fix it. Michigan State, they haven't been making you money. They haven't been freaking making you money in conference, but they've been the favorite in a lot of those games. They're only 2-3 as a dog. So they are coming off a 30-point loss to Iowa. There are some situational factors that do favor Michigan State in this spot, but I can't take them. I think that if Purdue can keep Michigan State under 40% from the field, if they can keep them under 60 field goal attempts, if they can limit their fouling and crash the glass and box out on the other side, you may not have Rocket Watts, you may not have Foster Loyer. While I'm not saying they're game-changing players, they do add layers to this Michigan State team in the backcourt. Otherwise, you're reliant on like Aaron Henry and Gabe Brown to handle the ball more than you're probably expecting. With Aaron Henry, he's coming off a 27-point performance against Nebraska. He's the only player in Division I averaging 14, 5 rebounds, 3+ assists, and 1+ block a game. Joey Hauser, he's giving you double digits. Thought he was going to do a lot more. He had his career high against Wisconsin and really hasn't been able to put that type of offensive performance back together. So I think that on paper, these guys should be able to stay within the number against Purdue, but with Josh Langford being, I would guess, a little bit inconsistent and having to rely on so many guys that really just haven't been there, like Malik Hall and Julius Marble, Marcus Bingham, it's just not a good spot in my opinion. I think that the first time the Boilermakers played Michigan State, they didn't really have to deploy a lot of Zach Edey. I think that Zach's earned his spot in the lineup, and I do think that if he can stay out of foul trouble, he's going to be the X factor in this game. You do have a solid quartet of guards and strong defenders that Matt Painter has raised and developed, but I just have to look at Purdue in this spot. I have to look at Purdue in this spot. So that's what I'm going to do. I think that Purdue at 5 or 5.5 is probably the best number that I'm going to be able to get. And I'm going to line shop to see if I can get it. because plain and simply, I just think that this group in Purdue, they need a get right game, and being at home is the perfect opportunity versus Michigan State team. So the best I can do is get a 5.5. So that's what I'm going to take. Unfortunately, I'm going to be able, well, actually, it's not unfortunate. It's pretty fortunate that I'm not going to have to pay extra juice, because I do see a 115, but I do see a minus 110 at good old Circa. Oh, no, not at Circa. Bet365. Circa has a 6. All right, so yeah, we're going to take Purdue. We're going to take the minus 5.5. That's available minus 110 at Bet365. So I know it's a lot of favorites, playing the numbers, and that's how we have to approach it. So we'll keep on going.